Hi everyone, happy New Year's Eve. This last reading is for anyone who picked the seashell, and you got the High Priestess. The High Priestess is all about the dark roots of our lives, our shadow side, our intuition, mysteries, secrets. She's the unknown. Actually, those two are right. Okay. So we have the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune indicates our life. And our life is not a linear thing. It's a wheel, it's a circle. And sometimes we're up on top, sometimes we're on the bottom, but it's always a wheel moving in a circle. You'll repeat different parts of your life. The characters might be different, the scene might look different, but there's different parts you repeat, kind of like a spiral. Sometimes you're up on top during like the bright sunshine summertime of the year, and sometimes you're on the bottom where it's dark and quiet and peaceful and you're more going within. The Hermit is that part of you that goes within. This is a reading that has to do with going in, away from the world, looking at that inner light, your intuition. This Wheel of Fortune, it doesn't feel like it's that part of life that is the summertime. It feels a lot more like that winter time, the quiet time of life. And the Hermit showing up is also pulling you kind of inwards. I am noticing this butterfly that's on this card a lot. It's really standing out. When the butterfly's in its chrysalis, it turns into just this goo, and I've heard that it experiences a feeling of loneliness. This feels like you've gone into your roots. There's not all this like leaf growth and limb growth that happens in the summertime. A lot of your energy's down into your roots, down into your shadow self. You got the inner child. You're looking at that inner child. You're finding ways to make that inner child whole. None of us in childhood get everything, all of our needs met, all of our needs and wants. We all kind of grow up into these adults that are somewhat have parts of us that feel unfulfilled, feel empty, feel cold, and it's actually a part of our process to find ways to heal those parts of ourselves. Only you can heal yourself, which is why we have the Hermit showing up, where you can look for love, validation, admiration, authority, all of those things you can look for outside of yourself to try to complete this part of yourself that doesn't feel whole. Peace. But really, the healing happens through yourself. You're the one who's able to heal that. And you're given this time of your life where things have slowed down, where things are quieter, where there's not much movement, whether you like it or not, happening outside of your world. You did get the shell. You're kind of like back in your shell. Where you've been pulled within, and this is an opportunity that the universe, that life's energy is trying to give you an opportunity to heal that inner child. The High Priestess is that mystery, that shadow side, that shadow self. And you might be wondering how you're supposed to heal yourself. You could talk to a friend, to a therapist, to a counselor, read books and all that, but when it comes down to it, intuitively, you know what you're lacking, and if you really investigate that, and you're really honest with yourself, maybe do some free writing where you just write and just see what comes up. She's pointing at this book. It feels like you're gonna be able to research this on your own. You can still talk to someone about it, but the answers are going to be coming from you once you've explored that. Once you understand what you're lacking, then you can start giving that to yourself. Even if you have to just repeat it to yourself every day until you believe it. That's kind of where you're currently at right now. Your guidance is just to not look on the outside for external validation or opinions or any of that. Right now, you're to go within and take this part of life that has kind of stopped and stalled and use it to kind of explore that part of yourself. And that wheel will continue to move around, and eventually you'll be back in the summertime where things start really moving forward and growing, and your limbs will be what we're focused on in those leaves. But right now, it's so important to work on those roots so that your limbs and leaves in the summer can be healthy. So yes, spend time in your shadow self. Spend time in your inner child, and find ways to heal and grow and turn into that butterfly that you will when springtime comes. And that's it. That's your New Year's reading. Happy New Year's Eve, and I will see you next year.